Namaste, one and all. Today we will see communication in digital classroom. So, communication is the basis of any type of classroom, not only the digital classroom, but due to this particular context, the context in which face to face classrooms are not at all practical. We are mostly relied on online and digital resources or digital classrooms. So now let us see how we have to cope up with this communication, especially in digital classroom. So there are three types of communication, or the nature of communication can be of three. The first one is unidirectional, bidirectional, and multidirectional. Unidirectional from the source or from the sender to receiver or receivers, recipients, just like a radio or television. We can just switch it on, it will start saying something. So we can just hear it or we can just see it. That's unidirectional. In face-to-face class also in many a times, most of the time, the communication shall be unidirectional. The teacher initiates, teacher describes, and only in some point of time, learners get freedom to talk. So it's a one-sided communication. Then bidirectional communication in two ways. Communication is mutual. Both the teacher and the learner, both the sender and the receiver or recipient can communicate, or it's interaction, action and interaction. Teacher or learner, any of them can initiate a communication. In digital classrooms, usually a teacher share some documents or videos. Usually, I share some videos and documents in my Google Classroom or in my Moodle platform. Then an instruction will be given in their students' WhatsApp group that please visit the classroom or the course for so and so. So it's a unidirectional communication. And after visiting the material or going through the material, usually students initiate a communication. They ask for some clarification. They ask some doubts or questions, or they provide some alternate descriptions. And I have to respond to it. That's a bidirectional communication. And multi-directional communication, it's a type of communication in which many members in a group can communicate. Usually we have seen in WhatsApp group, etc. There shall be communication from many members, or in optimum condition, we in education especially we demand communication of each member is mandatory. In a group discussion, it is inevitable. All members in the group shall communicate. So communication in multiple directions. Everybody in the group can communicate. Then the different forms of communication. Mainly there are three types of communication such as verbal, non-verbal and written. The verbal communication can also classified in another way as oral or written. So for the sake of convenience, I just categorized it as verbal, non-verbal and written. And this verbal communication in a digital classroom shall be in the form of either in the form of audio, then in the form of written, some text we have written, then non-verbal as in a face-to-face class, the body language of the teacher. In digital classroom also, if we have a video, is the body language of the presenter, and if an audio, the style of presentation, the pauses, the intonation, etc. shall be considered as non-verbal form of communication. And written, of course, written communication in the form of some text. So these are three forms of communication. Then communication shall be with students, parents, and colleagues. There is a spelling error for colleagues. And these three types of communication usually we require in education, whether it is face-to-face or it is digital. Communication with students, communication with their parents, and communication with our co-workers. Then communication, especially in digital classroom, it is different from that of face-to-face classroom. Because in a face-to-face, that term itself explains that we all can see each other face-to-face. But in the case of digital classroom, it may not be possible. And most of the time it is not possible. Because for a class of 40 students in a live session, if all the participants switch on their video, it will be difficult to see each other or difficult to proceed the session because of the inadequate strength of signal. So that's one problem. But the digital communication in digital classroom shall be more detailed. Because in face-to-face classroom, we have an option. We have to add something or modify something. But in digital platform, digital classroom, we have to provide everything in detail. Nothing can be left out. Because every point shall be elaborated. Because there are all types of learners in the class. So we have to taken care of the mixed ability class. So it shall be detailed and it shall be more specific. And the nature of communication shall be direct towards the learners because there is a physical barrier in between teacher and learner. So in order to bridge that gap, we shall have to communicate them directly. We have to use some personal style of description and presentation. And at the same time, the communication shall be individualized as well. That's another advantage of this particular digital classroom. We can provide individual communication without affecting the class. So in face-to-face class, it is difficult. If one student asks one question of her or his own interest, the teacher, when started respond to the question, others shall simply wait for the continuation of the class. But in a digital classroom, it is possible for personal, individualized communication more than that of face-to-face classroom. And we have to remember certain points. while communicating in a digital classroom. The first point, there shall be chances for errors and gaps in communication. Usually happen in face-to-face class. So the chances and errors can be anticipated because we have to elaborate everything. We have to describe everything. So these chances can be anticipated. Then clear and specific instructions required. What, how, and when to do or act. What you are supposed to do. So those instructions shall be clear and properly repeated. So that's an essential point. Those instructions shall be clear and specific. Because in face-to-face session, learners can have an opportunity to clarify or they have to ask questions. So in digital classroom, we have anticipate their questions while designing our materials, while designing our classroom activities. Then direction shall be short and straight. Avoid unnecessary elaboration. Shall be specific and short directions. Then adequate repetition. Repetition shall be also essential because if it is a live session, especially because there shall be a problem with connectivity. So some part of our description may not be visible or audible for students. So we have to provide adequate repetition. Then utilization of multimedia for better understanding. Multimedia shall be used for better understanding. We can use video, audio, as well as some text on the same material. So then learners can have more opportunity for better understanding. And there shall be review and feedback. There shall be proper review and there shall be proper feedback for students. So these are some of the points should be remembered while communicating in a digital classroom. Chances for errors and gaps shall be anticipated. Provide clear, specific instructions and directions in short and straight manner. Repeat whenever necessary. Utilize multimedia for better understanding and conduct review and provide adequate feedback. So that's the end of this presentation on communication in digital classroom. Thanks for watching. Thank you all.